Jai Hind everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Sorry for being little late, but I have already informed the same on the Telegram channel. But yes, let's talk something about the warriors. See, what I believe now that most of the UPSC aspirants are warriors, and if they be warriors, then certainly their attempt is ruined. So we'll start this session with a quote, basically which says, there is a glory in practice. Okay, so why glory in the practice? If you ask me, see, practice is not a game of unfocused person. So if you are doing practice, it means you are focused. If you are doing practice, you are doing the repetitive things. And UPSC is about doing repetitive things, revising, re-revising, and then re-revising. So what we can understand from the same, that practice is the key to the prelims. Fair enough? So the glory in practice, there is a glory in practice. So if you have to clear prelims, you have to practice. But what to practice in last 15 days? Our concern is what to practice in last 15 days. This should be our concern. Now we will say that we should practice what we have already done. And what we have already done, we have completed our syllabus, we have completed our mock test. So let's be in a format now while doing the revision. So for the syllabus part, what I will be suggesting you guys, I will be suggesting that hopping reading. Okay, so right now your focus should be on the most important things. Okay, so the things that you have highlighted, the notes that you have consolidated, the toppers notes that you are referring, means any short notes format which can cover large amount of syllabus in less amount of time. You have to focus on the same. When it comes to the test, now it's not about the practice of mocks. It's about the mocks that you have already analyzed. And if you have not analyzed, give next 1 week to analysis of your 25-30 test papers that you have attempted. This is the requirement of the examination. So you have to practice, you have to train your mind what mistakes you have done that you do not have to repeat now. What mistakes have you done that you have learning? How you can enhance and enrich your prelims score. So all depends on the practice. But without practice, there is a no glory. Simple. So if the practice is missing from your side, then you can accept and expect the glory will be not in your side. So to have the glory in the prelims, what I will suggest, practice. Practice, and practice makes the map perfect. Okay, so without wasting our time, we will be analyzing what all important news of the Indian Express are there today. So first, even the very recent morning, I just had a word with some of my friends in the Jammu. Okay, even Jammu city is being targeted by the Pakistan. So missiles, drones are there. From the yesterday evening, it was supposed to be a total blackout. Now even the RS Pura, the district in the Jammu, which is not that, I will say, affected from the conflict for the time being, even there, as SDM has said, don't gather in the open spaces. Do not gather in the open spaces. Reason for the same, if you are gathered in the open spaces, you are subject to mass injuries, mass casualties can be done. And they have said, be away from the windows, don't come to the terrace, don't touch explosives. Even if you feel that it has exploded or not, do not be the scientist on your own. Let it be the work of security personals. Okay, so this particular scenario, either it will end in 48 hours. Let me tell you very frankly. Either it will end in 48 hours, or what I believe 1971 is about to get repeated. The kind of, particularly Modi ji, I will say, resolve he have, the kind of situation that we are in, and we can see that suddenly Taliban, Balochistan, all has become quite active in the region. It might be a case that Indian agencies like Research and Analysis Wing, Intelligence Bureau are also in action. It can be a case. It can be a case. Fair enough. Now, let's look at this snippet, what all has happened in the recent times. Pakistan escalates. So first thing that you have to understand, that India showed restraint, but Pakistan escalates. Now de-escalation depends on China and economy of the Pakistan. Even early morning, I do not know if it is right to say or not, but General Moner statement from the sources is there that he is not interested in de-escalating. What does it show? He said that India started, we will finish. औकात के हिसाब से बात भी नहीं कर रहा है आदमी. Fair enough. Now it says particularly blackouts in the major border cities and Firozpur residents injured. It means Pakistan is now targeting civilians. Why civilians? Because they know terror in the heart of civilians will certainly lead them to the good results in terms of militancy. Moreover, Pakistani got, we will analyze this very deeply, Turkish support. Turkish state has always been there with the Pakistan itself. But what has happened in the recent times, that Turkey has supplied drones to the Pakistan, which is Songar drones. We will read about it in the session itself. Songar drones are being utilized against India. Not that efficient, just like our kamikaze drone and all, but they are. Moreover, Pakistan got the funding from the IMF. We will be analyzing this statement as well. 1 billion and 1.3 billion. Okay. Now the economy angle seems little sorted. It has funds to develop itself. It has funds to develop itself. Getting it? This is the situation of the front page. Then it says, we are having continuous meet with our top leadership. Modi ji meeting Rajnath Singh, Modi ji meeting Chief of Defence Services of the Trilateral Services. Then we are Armed Forces, Navy Chief and all. We are having full house meeting in the battle uniform. That shows the strength. Then further, it talks about the Pakistan targeting civilian area, religious sites. Basically, again the war taking turn into a long war. As I said, either 48 hours or 1971 is going to be repeated. That is my analysis, my expectations from the Indian Army. In the context, generally it has been said that whenever there is a situation, we always say that, fair enough, USA will play the pivotal role. Now, the recent statement from the J.D. Vance, that is Vice President of India, when he was in India, then the Pahalgam attack has happened, and he said, not going to get involved in a war, that's none of our business. He directly refused. He says, no, we will not get involved in the war. Reason for the same, he says, it is none of our business. We can, if we ask Pakistan, they will not lay their arms. If we ask India, they will not. So it doesn't mean we can't control it and we do not have the capability, but it's not none of our business. Now, what does it show? Shift. Generally, USA has acted as policeman to maintain the world order. Now, this leadership has cost USA certain kind of cost, money. They have lost their men because generally they have put the boots on ground, they have lost the money. But in any case, USA under the Trump administration taking a paradigm shift. What is the paradigm shift over here? USA not being involved in others' occupations. USA is not being involved. USA saying no. Simple no. We will not be involved. Fair enough. Now, apart from what is happening over the India-Pakistan conflict, let's understand what all other news are important. We will be analyzing India-Pakistan, that we have already done. Then the Pakistan-Turkey nexus. So we will see how the Turkey is helping the Pakistan, what are the reasons behind it. IMF clears the loan for the bailout package for the Pakistan, impact of the same. Domestic investors are quite upbeat that this war will not influence the markets much. This is good thing. Very good morning, Ajay. Then Supreme Court can't police media. Recent Supreme Court has turned down strike down the Delhi High Court judgment. We will see regarding the media content on the internet. Then Trump proposes to cut China tariff to 80%. In what context? US-Israel proposes to take over Gaza aid. Let's see what is it. Iran-US meet in Oman. Maximum pressure of the Trump or something else. JD Vance, none of our business. We have already analyzed. Okay. So first thing first. See, Erdogan, Turkish president. He wants to be, in reality, Sultan of the day. Okay, so he wants to revive the glory of the Ottoman Empire. So he proclaimed himself as one of the Islamic leaders. And Pakistan, the nation which has been getting birth on the basis of religion itself, finds that the ideology of the Turkey and the Pakistan is on similar page. They both are glorifying the Islam according to their perspective. Now, recently, what we have observed in the war against India, Pakistan did not get much support. Only 3 countries, that is China, their adopted father, then it comes to the Turkey, the Sultan, Erdogan, then the third, Azerbaijan. Now, Azerbaijan is an ally of Turkey. So, a new axis is there. Okay, a new axis is there where Pakistan is trying to rally behind the same religion country and trying to win the support. But India has directly dismantled the efforts of Pakistan by having the right countries like Saudi, UAE and other Islamic nations on the side of India. They are not denying the role of Pakistan in the terrorists. Okay, so Turkish made Songar drones certainly help. Let's first understand what are these Songar drones which have caused little worry in Indian side. We have I will say one of the pretty good air defense mechanism, and somehow I believe that we are doing good on this part as well. Okay, so Pakistan has reportedly used Turkish built Songar drones in attacks against India. Okay, Songar drones. Let's understand the design and feature. First of all, portable means it can be mounted on the truck, maybe wherever it is. Okay, it can be taken from one place to another. So it enhances the efficiency of the drone. Okay, now 140 centimeter wingman. Quite small, not large like our kamikaze drones and predator drones and all. Okay, max takeoff weight 45 kg. It cannot take off more than 45 kg, and we have better than that. Endurance 25 minutes without payload. Means these drones needs to execute the mission as soon as possible. Unlike our kamikaze drone, they cannot stand for 9 hours. So just revising the kamikaze drones that we are using presently, 9 hours it is. Harpop, okay? Advanced version of Harpy. Okay, range up to 3 km, can be launched from land or rooftops. Land or rooftops it works, not from the sea, unlike our kamikaze drone. So we were doing good in that context. Fine. Camera and night mode, it is very good for the recce purpose, reconnaissance purpose, because in the night mode as well as day mode, the camera is working fine, the sensors are working fine. Okay, unlike kamikaze, it cannot shoot down and be a suicide attack. No, nothing like that. Okay, autonomous return, because see, it has been somehow linked with the GPS and GLONASS. GLONASS is the GPS system of Russia. Okay, so if these satellite communication systems are providing services, then certainly the drone will work. But if by any chance these things do not work, then you can also understand at the same time that this drone itself can be made to come back to their original position or in the hand of handlers, okay, in the hands of handlers by ensuring the remote control. So handy, these drones are handy, so Pakistan have been using the same. देखो यार सस्ता सा माल है, खरीद लिया टर्की से, टर्की ने भी कहा बेच दो, अपने ही मुस्लिम ब्रदरहुड है, तो बस वो इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, इसीलिए एक भी पेनिट्रेट नहीं कर रहा. I got to know that yesterday night around 3:40 p.m. sorry 3:40 a.m. A drone came quite close to the Delhi as well, but Barak missiles and all intercepted. Uh, I believe Pakistan's economy will be quite take a hit. Okay, so this is what my context is. Chalo. Sure, Ajay, I can. Okay, why is Turkey supporting Pakistan? First of all, why? See, religious angle only. So if you look, military alliance and defense, it is there. Largest arms supplier, okay? Drones used in recent attack, Turkish made. Islamic solidarity in the Kashmir. See, Kashmir is the bone of contention. Pakistan's view is only addressed by the people from the Turkey. So they second the opinion of the Pakistan. They directly say, you know, drones are something like that. Sorry, Kashmir is something like that, belongs to Pakistan. India has illegally occupied the Kashmir. So we ran Operation Dost when they were facing natural disaster. And he ran Operation Gaddar. This is how the things are in the Middle East. Okay, religious and cultural proximity, both are Islamic nations. Okay, Islamic Brotherhood, Ottoman Empire revival, they are doing the practice. So what is happening? You know, there is a serial, Pakistani serial, I guess, or I don't know, from the Middle East, Artugul. So they are trying to revive that kind of time. Okay, they want to take middle age time. Okay, medieval India, if I say. तलवारों से लड़ना चाहते हैं ये फिर से, सर कलम करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, औरतों को पर्दे में रख के उन्हें ना पढ़ाएं लिखाएं, ऐसा कुछ करना चाहते हैं, बेवकूफ लोग हैं. चलो, nevertheless, now they have also formed a Kuala Lumpur summit. Okay, so where Muslim solidarity and Muslim intellects can come together and discuss how growth and development can be there. Then further strategic backing, Turkey, non-Western, a good ally, then member of NATO, military modernization. Pakistan's navy, military is being modernized. See, when no one is giving drone to the Pakistan, Turkey is gave. And how they are supplying, I just was reading one of the archive reports, and they were in the mode like, what to say? They took civilian aircraft, and in civilian aircraft they supplied the arms and all, and Turkish says no, nothing like that, and we found that made in Turkey drones in our territory when we shot it down. This is how the things are turning out for India. Okay, chalo. Then what India can do? First, geopolitical realignment. So India has played very smartly. See, Turkey has an issue with the Greece. Okay, so we are supporting the Greece. Turkey do not support the Cyprus, and it says Cyprus is a different entity. Turkey says no, India says Greece entity. Okay, then Israel generally Turkey is against because of the Islam and all, Gaza and all, because he wants to revive the Muslim supremacy time. Then we have nations like UAE. So Turkey is trying to create new bonhomie or new leadership in the Muslim world with the country like Qatar. So we have UAE to counter, and if they have the Azerbaijan, as I said, they support the Pakistan, we have Armenia and Azerbaijan in the conflict. So आपको याद होगा चाणक्य कहता है ना, दुश्मन का दुश्मन दोस्त होता है. So that is what we are doing with the in case of Armenia, and these nations are wary of Turkey's expansionism. आसपास हैं सारे, ठीक है. Strategic cooperation, Saudi Arabia, UAE, ठीक है. Now counterweights to Turkey in the Islamic world. तो हमने भी कुछ जो मॉडरेट इस्लामिक नेशंस हैं उनके साथ कोऑर्डिनेट किया. हमने कहा कि नहीं यार, ये लोग भी बड़े हैं, हम इनके साथ काम करेंगे, ठीक है. चलो नेक्स्ट, अब Turkey is having a presence in Indian Ocean, okay, and the base is in Somalia. Okay, so now India's vision of the Indo-Pacific or Indian Ocean is different from the Turkey's. So we are having our own say. Okay, so Somalia, piracy and all, when we look, we can say that sometimes it is Turkish sponsored as well, because they have in-depth. Now Turkey is proponent of Chinese Belt Road Initiative, or you can say Maritime Corridor, Silk Road Initiative, whatever you want to say. But India has come up with our own India, Middle East, Europe Corridor, IMAC. So what has happened in the recent times, in our IMAC corridor, we have bypassed the Turkey. So Turkey knows that India is planning to bypass it, and somehow if it gets implemented, then certainly we will be on the righter side. Okay, so he supports the China. Okay, so basically we are having our own developmental role, because India and Turkey cannot enter into direct conflict. Just diplomatic tensions can be there because Turkey supports the Pakistan and we support ourselves. Done? Okay. Now, Finance Minister took the meeting of the different banking officials, and she said it's high time. It is being said that Pakistan is trying to attack some malware, ransomware, they want to directly hit our critical infrastructure. So she asked to enhance the preparedness of the cyber security. Okay, so what all directives they gave to ascertain that our critical infrastructure such as banking are safe. What are critical infrastructure? Critical infrastructures are the infrastructure which if affected will have impact on other sectors. Okay. For example, if banking sector is done and dusted, everyone will run after the cash, ATM will be out of cash. Okay, we can do the UPI. To be very honest, with the 20 rupees in my pocket, sometimes I come to the office. Reason for the same, I believe that I know that I have the UPI power, I have plastic money, my credit card, debit cards, I will be able to ascertain the intake. But not possible if any cyber attack and all. Okay, so she asked to upgrade the security enhancement measure for our critical infrastructure. First thing she said, cyber security vigilance. Okay, so they said digital and core banking infrastructure is fully firewalled. No one is able to attack from any kind of virus. Fully firewalled. Then preparedness for the contingencies. If any contingency arises, suppose a bomb comes into the Delhi or some other area, so people, if shortage, then cash should be there, ATM should be timely replenished. If required, mobilize the cash from the other states to the particular state, because we cannot imagine Pakistan going in the south, say Kerala. Okay, so Kerala, we know that the people can do the UPI. If the money is required and we are bound here in the Delhi, then we should have the cash and all. Okay, then it talks about the ATM and cash management, then settlement and payment continuity. It should not like that our economy comes stand still. If the economy comes stand still, then the real war is won by the Pakistan rather than us. Okay, even the quick response team has been made in every banking sector to ensure operational resilience. Okay, to ensure operational resilience within the banking sector. Now, finally, the Bikharistan got the bhik, and IMF has cleared the loan to the Pakistan. Now, two things are there. India had the voting right, so India abstained. So one thing that you should know, that India abstained because the executive directors have only two options. Either they can vote in aye or they can abstain. There is no provision for voting no. So our opposition, our honorable opposition was asking the same, why did India did not vote no? Why we were more or less concerned with say yes or abstain. Yes, we did not say, but why abstain? We should have said no, it could have been better. So basically Pakistan is getting 1 billion under the extended fund facility, which will help her in the BOP crisis. And right now Pakistan has only 22 billion. Okay, 22 billion. It will not last more than the 3 weeks. इतना तो हमारे अंबानी साहब या अडानी साहब खर्च कर देते हैं मजे में, ठीक है. Then 1.3 billion resilience and sustainability facility, to enhance the developmental projects. Now, India abstained from the voting. Why? It says poor track record in economic reform. Okay? Pakistan do not do any kind of economic reform. They do the corruption. They will divert this money to the terrorist side. Okay? Alleged use of funds for state-sponsored terrorism. Okay? State-sponsored terrorism and cross-border aggression. That is what they are doing with us. So if you are funding them, then it will not be utilized for development purposes. Rather than these funding will be utilized against the Indian purposes. Okay, fair enough. Chalo. So next, moving further, domestic markets are down, but investors remain calm. Generally, what happens when the war or warlike situation creates, people believe that this is not possible for India or any other country to sustain, not a business environment, not conducive for the environment. But in India, despite the tensions, investor confidence is high. Let's understand why so. So first thing first, it says India's superiority in the conventional warfare. देखो मैं भी बात करते करते आप लोगों से बोल दे रहा हूँ, पीट देंगे, न्यूक्लियर पावर तो भी पीट देंगे, पीटने का तो टेंशन है ही नहीं, मुंह उठाएंगे और पीट देंगे, सिंपल है, ठीक है. तो एवरीवन नोज कि इन दिस वॉर इंडिया विल नॉट बी ऑन द लूजिंग साइड, इंडिया विल हैव द इम्पैक्ट बट नॉट लाइक दैट. ओके, फर्दर deterring further escalation from the Pakistan, we see that it won't be escalated much. As I said, 48 hours more than, I do not think that it will go beyond it. Strong macroeconomic fundamentals. Our inflations are fine, our fiscal deficit is fine, our money supply is fine, our employment level is fine, and we have enough forex reserves, we have n number of other things as well. So these macroeconomic conditions is saying that domestically people are good. Okay, market नीचे गिर रहा और invest करो, ऊपर तो जाएगा ही. मतलब वी आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन द मोड कि सर्टेनली इट विल गो अप विदाउट एनी सेकंड थॉट. हमें सोचना है ही नहीं है कि ऊपर जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा. डन. नाउ apart from it, some external factors like weakened dollar is getting weakened, that's why federal chief said we will not cut the interest rate, and inflation can be there in the USA just because of tariff policies. Okay, robust GDP growth, we are growing good. Then declining interest rate, we know that 0.25 two times the RBI has cut the repo rate, okay, which has certainly increased the money supply and disposable income in the hands of people of India. Okay, resilient domestic macro structure. So basically banking and all, it's completely fine. Now let's move to some important snippets. First of all, let's talk about the Israel. So it is being said that aid that is being given to Gaza is actually consumed by the Hamas in some form or other. Okay, so aid is not reaching to the people of the Gaza. Israeli says we do not have any problem with the civilian or common people of the Gaza, but they need to understand these things, that that is aid and people needs to come all together. Okay, aid and people needs to come all together, and it is not reaching to them. So what proposal they have said? They said, okay, let us control USA plus Israel. We will transport, create corridor through which the aid will reach to the Gaza. This is the context, and UNICEF has criticized the move. Let it be, move will be criticized only. Then Trump says, okay, we are about to talk with the China and we can cut tariff to 80%, like from 145 to 80%, 65% कम कर देंगे. ट्रम्प साहब बड़े दिल के आदमी हैं, भाई लगाया क्यों था, ठीक है. Ahead of Geneva trade talks, कहते हैं ahead of Geneva trade talks. So basically Trump and China are coming on the same page. China realized that we need to have certainly words with the Trump, and we can now go ahead with the talks. Okay, so Trump said 80% कम कर देंगे, but still I will say even after cutting to 80%, it will be really tough for the China. It will be really tough for the China to sustain. Okay, so it will not help much USA as well. Let's see how their talks comes out, and the impact of the same will be decided on the India. Presently, let's see how it unfolds. Okay, so in ANI versus Wikipedia, Supreme Court has reversed the judgment. Earlier, Delhi High Court judgment has asked the Wikipedia to bring down one page where there are certain there were certain details of the judges were published on that page. Okay, certain details about the judges were published on this. Now the court has said that we reverse the order. Okay, it says we need not to be there. Okay, it says not court's duty. Okay, or we cannot act as a police for the media content. Okay, so we will not strike down, rather than we strike down the Delhi High Court judgment. Why? There is two major issues: freedom of press versus judicial oversight. Court has acknowledged it that media and the judiciary are two important pillars of the democracy. So they cannot be at the loggerheads, है ना? They cannot be at the loggerheads. So we have to balance between the media, freedom of press, and judicial oversight. Then comes the public scrutiny of the judiciary. If there are certain details, let it be, na, let it be. What is the issue? If the public details are there, it will ensure the transparency in the system. If transparency in there, the public will trust courts more. Trust courts more, it's good for the institution. If institutions are working fine, the democracy is working fine. This is how you link mains answer. Okay, टक 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 पॉइंट से पॉइंट निकालते चलेंगे अपन लोग, ठीक है? चलो. Now another important snippet, it says Iran and US to meet in Oman. So see, Trump is saying that, I will just request Ajay, if you got any question, please type it down. I will take, because session will end very soon now. Trump said that I will put maximum pressure on Iran. Now, maximum pressure regarding what? It is regarding nuclear enrichment. Trump is saying presently they are somewhere 30 to 5%, but it will take very less amount of time if they have to reach 20%, which will be nuclear weapon kind of enrichment. Okay, but this for the civilian purpose. Now Iran says let us do that, and Trump says no, never, nothing. I cannot allow to have the nuclear enrichment. I'll not allow. I will not allow. Reason? As simple as that. We will never know when you have the enrichment near to the nuclear weapons, and you should not have. Okay, so now Iran and US is going to meet in the Oman. Let's say what discussion comes up presently. That's all from our side. Okay, yeah, so these were the all news that we had to cover in the today's session. We have covered each and every important topic of the day. Paper is becoming little, I will say, war oriented, and believe me, this war oriented paper will not help you a lot. So jitna मैं करा रहा हूँ, stop it, don't go beyond it. Okay, don't go beyond it. It is not that easy. ठीक है, fair enough. So in the last, if you got any queries, you can always connect with me on my Telegram or Instagram. You have the QR codes over here. You will get the PDFs. Okay, you can scan it up, or you can directly search Mentorship with Utkarsh on the Telegram, and MMA is love on the Insta along with the hi. Okay. So yeah, Ajay, any question, any doubt, please type it fast. We are running short of time. I have another class. Yes, please. Okay, what passed on 2023 June article and foundation would quite only from within totally waste of time. Okay, I was thinking about the edge early started, not mistaken, not brother. I will discuss. Get to talk. Okay, I came over in 2024, didn't clear than January. Okay, understand. The specific number again face some issues, and first I decided to skip this attempt since I'm making topic wasn't so the main source. My request, can you please organize Google Meet as early as possible in the group? Okay, fine. Most likely we will be having open sessions over at the SRIRAMs only. Okay, so certainly it will be there, and That's all I can say for the time being. Okay, when I said I have planned something, just next week you have to wait upon. Most likely somewhere 12th or 13th I will plan it up. Okay, this is what we are supposed to do. Okay, last thing, most of the people are asking whether prelims will be postponed. Ideally it should be, because the situations are not that right, specifically in the areas of the Jammu and Kashmir. Then it comes to the Pakistan bordering states like Rajasthan. Shri Ganganagar has been hit as well. So ideally it should be there, because even if certain districts are being impacted, then it is there. But there are reports that people are saying that meeting is going on. They are asking to shift the center rather than being on the district. Then traveling and all, it's quite humongous task. Okay, so ideally it should be postponed, but I will say UPSC will decide within a week. I will say within a week you will be having some information, and if the war is over and skirmish is over, and then it's completely fine. And till then, keep studying. As I said, it's all about the practice. You practice even in the adverse situations, how you can keep studying. This will help you a lot in a longer run. Fine. So I hope I have answered the question as well. That's all from my side. We will be meeting again tomorrow same time, 9:30 a.m. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Enjoy your Sundays. That's all. Chalo then. Bye bye. Take care. All the best. Jai Hind.